This is a sales letter specifically designed to sell a product, or a service online. Now it does have clicks for people to click here. They can click here and then click over here. But if people click on these, they only scroll down the page. They never leave it. I do not allow anybody to leave the page unless they decide to not buy. I want you to either buy or leave. That's it. Only two options you got. And if you do leave, I'm going to still try to get in front of you. But this one's instantexpertsystem.com. Instantexpertsystem.com. Sorry, my northerner accent or northern thing comes in. Instantexpertsystem.com. Say it again.
What kind of percentage comes off that?
On that one, I don't know that one because I don't have it in my head. We actually kind of phase that out. I can't remember. We have another one that's just like that we just started actually on the product creation CDs that you saw. We are getting a 20% conversion on our thing. Josh is back there. We are like jaw-dropping about that. 20% conversion rate, which is extremely well on the new one we have. We phased that out. Actually, that one right there was something I did with Mike Stewart, the internet audio guy. Him and I had a workshop that we did together, and that was a CD that we had pre that, and we just kind of phased it out. We still have them coming through, but I don't track it as much because it's not any use anymore. This right here, this is one of my squeeze pages. And the purpose of this is to powerfully squeeze people's information from them. They put in their first name, they put in their primary email address, and they click the button. Now, I get about 99% of all my subscribers come through here. Now, they come through here. Because the purpose and the outcome of this site is to capture people's information. And the purpose is to capture people's information. And I'll show you. The top of the thing has a headline. It has a headline, and then pretty much goes into it. Has a first paragraph, and then it goes into bullets, and then you see it. You could. So those are the three different sites. Just to give you an idea, the three different sites I use: a branding site. Here's a sales letter site. Here is the Power Squeeze site. Now, the interesting thing is most time when I was doing one-on-one coaching, I don't do it anymore. I don't do any one-on-one over the phone anymore, but I used to, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago I think it was. But when I did do the one-on-one coaching, I would run into this problem. And most of the time people would say, my graphic designer, my web designer says I need to have a site that looks like this or the other one, a branding site. And I'm like, okay, what do you need one of those for? And they would say, well, because that's what everybody else has, and that's why I want to have one. It's like, well, okay, here, do me a favor. Let's get on the phone with your graphic designer. Let's get on the phone with your web designer. You got their number? Yeah. Dial the number, let three-way me in. Let's talk to them. I want to get on the phone with them. Here's my question I'd ask them. Yes, Mr. Graphic Designer, Web Designer, could you please tell me, I'm working with her right now, and I was wondering if you can send me an email or maybe give me a list of a couple people that you've worked with, sites you've built that have done over $50,000 a year. If you could, just please email me here or just tell me right now on the phone if you just know them offhand. And they're like, okay. 9 times out of 10, nobody ever got back to me. 9 times out of 10, they never even showed me a site that could ever do it. Actually, it was 10 times out of 10, but I'm saying 9 times out of 10 for that one person in the room that says, I got somebody to do it. So I haven't had anybody yet. And the reason I wanted that question is just to prove a point. Because I always tell everybody the only site when I started, and actually the only site that I really even care about of all the sites is having a squeeze page. That site right there, last year alone, we did $1.6 million from because of the people we captured from it. Because the key to the whole big game of business is the fortunes and the follow-up. The more people you have that are interested in what you have to offer, the more your bank account's going to grow. And the cool thing is what's going to happen is as your list grows, your bank account grows, but then there's also going to come a point when your bank account's going to outgrow your list growth. And the reason for that is because relationships are being built. Because people are going to finally, you kind of break down, they're going to kind of learn, they're going to know, and they're going to build relationships. And while those relationships are happening, you're going to see a higher growth in the things that are going on. So, that's just kind of one of the things I like to prove out there. There's a myth, and that's one thing I usually say, is because of that one person, that web designer or the graphic designer, they believe you can only have one website. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's perfectly right to have more than one website. We have over 100 websites. If you know Jim Edwards, he uses Frontier Power Hosting too, and he has like 165 websites or something like that. He's got a lot, and he just because of a list he built using one strategy I'm going to show you this weekend. He did a launch to his list on a new product he created. And in less than 3 weeks, he did $1.2 million doing his product launch because he had the list. He sent the email out to them, and all of a sudden they all started buying this thing. He only sent it to his own list. So the power is in having capturing those information. Now, there's another myth that most people believe is I need to have a product or service before I start building my list. Now, the fact of the matter is, and one of the billionaires that I spent some time with, I went up to him and I asked him. I went up to him, I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, "Hey, how did you make over $1 billion?" And he looked at me and he said to me, he said, "Matt, if you want to make a decent income, then you go sell products or services. But if you want to become insanely rich, then you create and control markets." Well, I sat there and I said, "What the heck did this guy just say?" And then I came home and it hit me. One of the quickest, the fastest, the easiest ways, and one of the cheapest ways to do it is to do it online. Online, to capture people's information, and then I can do it online, and I can market to them. I can create my own market, whether I can create my own, or I can go into another one. But who controls the market is the ones that has the people. And how can I get the people? Well, I can capture their information online.
Do you want money? Yes, I want